You're really from like the sticks, small town?
I'm from a very, very small town in Illinois. Well, I'm from Decatur initially, which is a bigger city, but I live in a very rural town, about 25 miles away, like 500 people. It's crazy. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that was my youth. Shit.
When you put together that first record and the band, you know, did you write those songs in the studio, or was this something you'd come into? Really?
Yeah, there were actually like Nothing to Gain, Pharmacopoeia.
Hell yeah.
That's more Featherworn. I can't remember. There was one other one, but there were 3 that we wrote in the last 3 days we had the studio. Literally, we walked out of the fucking studio at 10:30 a.m. after being up all night recording the last song, which I believe is Nothing to Gain.
Love it.
We had to be out of the studio at noon that day.
Wow.
We walked out done at 10:30 a.m. Crazy.
An all-nighter.
It was an all-nighter for 3 days.
Right.
It was crazy. Like everybody else left and went to New York because we were in Vancouver, Canada. Everybody else left and flew to New York for the mix. And me and Greg stayed behind and finished it. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Did you have a sense of what that album would do for the band? I mean, you guys were on MTV for that.
Yeah,
bro.
We had no clues. I mean, we didn't care. You know, we got signed, and ultimately, I guess that's what you're supposed to fucking do, right?
Right.
And although like to young kids now, like young people now, I'm like, don't get signed.
Right.
You've got all the tools, man. You've got all the fucking tools to make your own way. CD baby.
Yep.
You can put it across all digital platforms for like $30. You just got to get after it, man. You got to get online and can build your socials and build that lifeline between you and them, and them and you, and embrace that shit, because the fandom and like fans are so fucking important. Like literally, you know. Like the people going to me like, hey, you have no idea, blah, 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 you know, you saved my life. I'm like, you saved mine.
Yeah.
Every fucking day, you know what I mean? So I'm very thankful, you know, to be surrounded when I'm on stage by the people I'm surrounded by.
Yeah.
Because I think it's some very special breed, you know. Mudvayne's not for everybody. You know what I mean? We're a little bit prog, you know what I mean? We're a little bit math metal, and fucking it's not the easiest listen.
I've never heard anything like it. The first time I heard, like, you know, I'll never forget even seeing y'all at like the VMAs, the outfits and everything. That alone was a moment that I think went really viral back then, where what was that like, going to the VMAs? Were you getting dirty looks from pop singers and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, if you look around, like when we're on stage, we're like kind of panning the camera around, and like Bono's sitting there like, what the fuck? Stole my note, you know?
That's so sick.
We need to do your ears.
That was a huge moment.
Moby was a fucking, I saw Moby in my hotel room the next day. Or not my hotel room, my hotel.
Sure.
In the lobby the next day, and he was a fucking dick.
I've heard
because he presented him, Gwen Stefani, and Lauryn Hill.
Oh wow!
Presented us with our award, and he was one of the he presented. So I saw him in the lobby of the hotel, and I'm like, it's like, hey man, I was like, nice to meet you. You gave us our award last night. Thank you so much. He's like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Literally, that's what I said. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. You ain't nobody. He can fucking walk under a table without ducking. He's about 4 foot nothing.
Oh, is he really?
Oh, he's a little bitty guy.
Little Moby. That's Eminem dissed him.
Oh, tiny Moby.
Yeah. I could see him being a dick. I could. When y'all came out, like, I remember when YouTube first got started, because we're on YouTube, and one of the first times I ever used YouTube was just obsessively watching videos of Mudvayne on Ozfest. Like, there's one of them was like Pro Shot. It's in like 720p now. It's like super grainy old video, but like those performances of y'all playing Dig, and I think Nothing to Gain at that time, I was like, fuck, I've got to go see this band live. Like Mudvayne is a band that really needs to be experienced live for people to get the intensity.
Keep telling people that.
Right. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, really, it's one of those bands like watching.
Speaking the truth,
Yeah,
people.
it's absolutely. I mean, that translated too in the Live in Peoria DVD that you did. I had that, and you're climbing up like the scaffolding or the truss on the stage and smashing your head with a microphone.